In this video, we'll investigate what the competitive environment is and how Amazon and independent bookstores compete in the UK book retail sector. When a business is looking at the competitive environment, they are looking at how their business is affected by its competition and how it can adapt its business practices in order to stay relevant and continue to succeed in the market. Business decisions will be made based on what the competition is doing and how they're performing in certain areas. 5 common areas to look at when assessing the competitive environment are price, quality, location, product range, and finally, customer service. Throughout this video, we'll look at the competitive environment that Amazon and independent bookstores operate in, and how independent stores have made business decisions and adapted based on the huge influence Amazon has had on the book industry. The first one we're going to look at is price. Price refers to how much a product or service costs to purchase. Knowing how much competitors charge for their product is very important. If a competitor sells a similar product at a lower price, then this may force a business to adapt its strategy. This often leads to competition in terms of price. The competitive environment for independent bookstores has changed since Amazon came on the scene, as they have huge buying power and can purchase in large quantities, driving their unit cost down and allowing them to charge rock bottom prices to their customers. Independent bookstores cannot purchase in these quantities and therefore struggle to compete on price with Amazon. There are even instances of Amazon selling books at 40% off RRP, with people speculating that these are being sold at a loss to gain more custom, and in turn this is steering customers away from independent bookstores. Quality. How well is the product made, or how good is the level of service that you receive? Quality tends to take various forms when it comes to the book retail industry, as a paperback copy of Rich Dad Poor Dad is the same item whether it's purchased from Amazon or an independent bookstore. Both Amazon and independent bookstores compete on quality in different ways. Amazon does not have physical stores in the UK and only has a handful of stores in the US, so instead they compete in terms of convenience. A book can be easily searched for and purchased in a couple of clicks, with delivery the same or next day. This means the whole process of purchasing a book from Amazon is convenient and efficient. You don't have to leave your home to purchase what you want. This again is an advantage of Amazon in the market, and in my opinion, they cannot be matched in terms of convenience. Many independent bookstores cannot compete with Amazon in terms of convenience and the quality of online service they provide. However, they do have something that Amazon doesn't: a physical store. This is where independent booksellers can utilise their physical presence in the market and create a USP for visiting their stores. They can do this by having a clean, friendly environment with an ambience that you cannot get from buying a book online. They can build a community feel around the store as a place to go and discuss books, offer titles by local authors, have book signings, and host in-store events. These things cannot be replicated by Amazon without having a physical presence. We'll touch on some of these in more detail as they come under customer service. However, such things are strengths of an independent compared to Amazon, and have become a USP for independents in the competitive environment, as it's something that Amazon cannot do. Location is where the business decides to sell the products it has on offer. A location is important as it needs to be accessible and convenient for customers. If a business has a prime location, then they are located where many customers can access their store easily, with things such as public transport, main roads, and parking nearby. Independent bookstores are usually located locally and serve the community around them. They can often be found in city/town centres where there are lots of people walking by and a high proportion of footfall. Having a prime location is a strength of an independent bookstore, as they have the possibility of customers making purchases when out shopping for other things in towns and cities, and may also attract them through an inviting storefront. This again can be seen as an advantage in the competitive environment for independent bookstores, as they are not having to compete with Amazon on the traditional high street. However, over 70% of book sales are made online, and because of this, some independent stores offer an online service, but this still cannot compete with Amazon in terms of things like free delivery and next day delivery at rock bottom prices. Therefore, the vast majority of online book sales are made via Amazon. Not having a physical store could then be seen as a negative for Amazon, as they're not competing directly in these towns and city locations. Despite this, Amazon benefit from being located solely online, as they never have to close, which means they avoid expensive city centre rents and can provide customers with a 24/7 service. Product range refers to the number of different products a business has for sale. If a competitor only has a few products, then this can be a weakness, as they are reliant on a few products selling consistently. Whereas, if a business has a large product range, then this could be seen as a strength, as they are likely to be able to target a wider range of customers. It is usually beneficial for a business to have a range of products to sell. When an independent bookstore is looking at the competitive environment, and Amazon in particular, they will see that their range is significantly less than Amazon's and is a weakness in comparison. Amazon have a huge advantage in this respect, as they stock over 33 million different titles. This obviously cannot be matched anywhere near by an independent bookstore, as your average bookstore can hold roughly around 10,000 different titles, making it have much less of a product range. In order to try and compete, independent stores can adapt and try and tailor what it does stock to local tastes and best sellers that their target market are interested in. This decision will be made to limit the impact of not being able to compete with such a massive range that Amazon has, and tries to differentiate them from a faceless corporation such as Amazon. There is no doubt that Amazon have the advantage when it comes to product range and this area of the competitive environment. Finally, we come to customer service. One area an independent bookstore can really compete and carve out a USP in comparison to Amazon is via its customer service and the experience customers get when in store. If done correctly, this can really help a store differentiate itself from an online retailer and give customers a reason to visit their store, as online retailers like Amazon don't have the opportunity to connect face to face with their customers in this way. Independent bookstores can do this by offering a unique experience in terms of having a theme to the store, adding extra services like a coffee shop, or having a quiet area to relax and read. But also, they can really get to know their customers and create a relationship via regular face-to-face customer interaction, which keeps them coming into store even if it means paying more for the books they purchase. This part of the competitive environment is where some businesses are thriving and is something Amazon simply cannot replicate, as they do not have physical stores in the UK. This is a strength of the independent bookstore in the market. Amazon still do very well with the customer service they offer, but in a very different way, as they offer free delivery with Amazon Prime, fast delivery times, and a very robust returns policy. The customer experience and service at Amazon is based on convenience, price, and an extended range of titles. However, the downside is there is no atmosphere or feel that can be created by Amazon, unlike in physical bookstores. Overall, if an independent bookstore was to look at the competitive environment and focus on Amazon, they would identify that Amazon has a competitive advantage in the environment in areas such as price, convenience, and product range, but also that they have an opportunity to diversify their offering by focusing on customer experience and the quality customers receive in store. If they make these types of decisions, they could find a profitable path to competing in this market dominated by a monopoly such as Amazon. Thanks for watching the video. We really do appreciate you watching to the end. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weekly business videos.